Hello Gemini, thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards I have Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Alright, I've already shuffled. Let's go ahead and see. Alright. Okay. So, what do we got here for you, Gemini? The situation you're coming into. Like, there's how you're feeling, and then there's like this page break, I would say, and then you jump into something. When you're first faced with this situation, you don't like it. You've got the Five of Cups. It's not all bad, and you know that, but you can see a lot of angles anyway. That's not the thing. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's not all bad, but I don't want to be a part of it, or I don't like how it's going. It's just, it's got to be sharpened up. It's got to be fixed. It's got to be, tidied up a bit. It's not good. I don't like how it is. And I feel like when you're seeing it, you're like, I don't like it, but I do have the power to do something about that. You got the Emperor card. Like, I don't like it. It needs to be shaped up a little bit. And I do have the power to do this. I just got to see how I want to do it. And I'm getting, like, there is some resistance. I'll be honest. There is some. You got the Nine of Wands with the Ten of Wands. So there's resistance, but there's stress. Now, oddly enough, these two cards in the environment working together actually help you. Because they're trying to hold the line. They're trying to keep things going. They're trying to get things to survive. But it's very stressful to do this. And what I'm getting here is, like, they're very happy that it's still working out the way it is. They got gratitude, but this is like you're in. You're kind of like, yeah, it's very stressful. You're trying to keep it on point. You're trying to keep it going, and you can, and I feel like that's how you're getting in here. You're like, you can keep it going. We just need to focus it better. We need to shape it up a little bit, put it in order a little better. And I feel like that's how you're winning people over, because you're like, you got the Faith card, and the environment has the Gratitude card, because, like, you're saying this can keep going, because they don't want to give up on it. All we have to do is sharpen up some lines, put things in order. Things can be okay. You're inspiring people because they don't want to let it go. And you're like, well, you don't have to totally let it go. We have to fix it. Okay, so when this comes in, you have the King of Wands. The environment has the King of Cups. Like, I feel like this is you coming in with somebody else. Could be more than one person, just to be fair. I mean, it's a general read. But, like, people are very excited because you have a lot of ideas about keeping what's already there but doing it differently. You know what I mean? It's kind of like making a hamburger. It's kind of like, we're going to do it in a little bit different order. We're going to change a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're going to cook it a little differently. We're going to, do a little, you're using the same spices but in different quantities. Like, it's kind of like that. And you're like, the way we're doing that, we're changing it up a little bit. We might change the thickness of the burger just a little bit, make it a little bit more meaty. We're going to do that type of stuff. It's technically not different. It's just things are being, like, you may change quantities a little bit. So that's a little different. I'll give you that. So, like, it's still a hamburger, but maybe there's a little bit more meat in there. A little less of this spice, a little more of that spice. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. How we're cooking it. We're going to cook it at a little higher heat for a little less time. Stuff like that. But you're like, we can do this better. We can do this differently. We can make this happen. You have a lot of ideas, and you're pulling that forward, and people are like, all right, because we can keep this going. We can do this. Let's do this. All right. So now as you keep going forward, you're like, all right, now I'm seeing this. And you're kind of like, we're going to use that hamburger analogy again. I know that. Whatever. Here it is. All right. So we've been doing hamburgers. Yeah. You know what people really like? People like cheese. Let's make them cheeseburgers. Let's just get a cheeseburger in there. Let's get a cheeseburger going. You have to fight to get this. Like, it's like the minimalist thing. Like, literally taking it from a hamburger to a cheeseburger. It's so minimal. But you have to fight for it. Like, literally, I feel like you have to fight for it. And people are, like, all bent out of shape about it. You got the Ten of Swords in the environment. as if this is completely changing the thing. It's not that big a deal. I don't feel like it's that bad, but people are reacting very negatively to it. Very, very negatively. And you have the Page of Cups, kind of like you have to fight for it, you have to fight for it, you have to fight for it, but you do win people over enough to make it happen. It does happen. You make it happen, but you're like, it's like aggravating because you're like, all this effort, and it's such a minimal thing, and it makes such a big difference, though. It's like, it's not that big a deal. Like, you're looking at it like it's just cheese. It's not that much more, but people are like, oh, you're changing the whole constitution of the situation. It's, oh my God, it's horrible. People are like falling apart over it, but literally that's the difference. Like from hamburger to cheeseburger. I feel like that's the minimal part you're changing. It's not even that big of a deal. And it's like you have to put in so much effort to make it happen that you're like, you're happy because you're getting your way. It's working out, but you're like, why does it have to be such a big deal? That's why it's the page and not like a higher ranking court card. Because you're happy that it's working out, but you're kind of like, the effort you have to put into it to make it happen is really annoying. And people are really upset about it. But you're getting a new beginning out of it. A new beginning is coming out of it. Like, this is coming over. This is trumping the whole situation. A new beginning is coming. New beginnings. New moon. It's coming. Now, I do feel like this is working. This is working, but the resistance, because people are so bent out of shape about it, it's not working as well as it could. And that's another thing with the Page of Cups and also going into the Page of Pentacles. You know that this could go a lot better. This could be a lot more successful. And I feel like that's a little aggravating because it's being diminished. I could use a different word, but I think that's the better word to use. Diminished. It's not nearly as successful as it could be because of the resistance, because people are really bent out of shape about this. But it does success. It does garner success, though. But like I feel like, again, we're using the page instead of the Ace of Pentacles, it's the Page of Pentacles. Like, it's less than it could have been. A lot less than it could have been because of the resistance. That's why. Now, as time keeps going forward, it's proven that you're making good decisions. People are having more confidence in you, and I feel like you have to talk to it later on down the road. And you have to say, you know, if you didn't fight me so much, this could have gone a lot better. This could have been a lot better situation, but you fought me and fought me and fought me, and that took out a lot of wind of the sail. It took a lot of wind out of the sails, and we didn't go nearly as far as we could have. It still turned out well. It could have been a lot better, though, and I feel like you have to talk to this later. I'm getting the Nine of Cups is like people are agreeing with you, and you're happy that they're agreeing with you. So that's making you feel better. That's giving you more strength in the future. It is giving you the next time you want to make a change, and you come in quickly with it. I do feel like it's like a get out of jail free card, because the next time you want to make a change after this, you have to talk to the situation. You have to say, you know what, it could have been a lot better if you just worked with me. The next time you make a change, and I'm getting the Eight of Wands, is like, there's nothing in your way. Things go a lot smoother next time. Keep in mind, though, you want it to be foolproof because it's kind of like moment by moment. Every time you make a good decision and it plays out well, you get more power to the situation. If it goes flunky, if the next thing you do goes kaflunky, life happens. But you're going to go back to square one. Just keep in mind, you want to do it you want to go as foolproof as possible. Because people are realizing that this last time, because they gave you so much guff, they gave you such a hard time, that they missed out on a lot because they just wouldn't get over it, quite frankly. And they missed out on a lot because they wouldn't get over it. So the next time things come around and you want to make a change, people are like, no, let's do what the Gemini wants to do. Let's do it, because if we just went with it last time, things would have been so much better. Let's give them the respect they deserve. Let's give them this trust and just trust that it's going to work out. They're giving you, the Two of Cups is telling me they're completely trusting you to move forward. Just be aware, if it flops, they're basically going to hold you. It's it's going to be all your fault, basically. If it wins and it succeeds, it's all thanks to you. If it flops, though, you're also getting all the blame. Keep that in mind. So the next thing coming forward, you want that to be foolproof. It's got to be perfect. It has to work out. You can't take too much of a chance. You got to make sure it's a foolproof, gonna win, because people are not standing in your way. And if it goes your way, it probably will, it just goes more to your credit. If it flops, though, they're going to all blame it on you. Just keep that in mind. I think we're good. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.